All right, so we have the uh, program detecting if you touch the soldier, and if you do, it prints out you win. So that's great. And one thing that I noticed is that when you play, the helicopter's rotors fall down. So before we get into printing out a screen GUI to show the player that they won, let's go ahead and fix that problem. Did you see that? The rotor fell down. So a way you can do that is you can go into your helicopter, this little bird. We go into vehicle, we go into top rotor, and in this wheeled script, let's just go ahead and disable it. Okay, so that would make all of these parts a part of the little bird and a part of the vehicle. Okay, and you could see up here that so that is going to make sure that it doesn't fall down. Let's go ahead and test it and hit play. And you could see that stayed, but I also noticed that the back tail rotor just fell down. So let's go ahead and do the same thing for that as well. We're going to go tail rotor, wheeled, disable, and we'll play. And you would need the wheeled if you were going to actually have the helicopter be a actionable character in your game. Like you can get in it and ride it, fly away. But we're not going to have that. So here's the tail rotor, here's the top rotor, and it's looking good. Okay. So now what we want to do is program the screen GUI, and that's going to happen if you touch this guy. Okay. And if you remember from Gold Rush a while back, we programmed a couple screen GUIs there as well, like a win screen GUI, and we're going to do it the exact same way, but it's been a while, so I'm going to go ahead and show you how it's done again. Okay, so we're going to go here into starter GUI. That's where all our screen GUIs are going to go. You insert object, you're going to insert the screen GUI, where are you? Right here. And then from there, you're going to right click and insert a frame. Where is the frame? Right here. Okay, and now we want the frame to fill the entire screen. Okay, regardless of the screen size, regardless if they're using it on a phone or a tablet or a large monitor. Okay, so what you can do is come here to frame, and we could say background color. We're going to say transparency is going to be 1. We want it to be transparent. The only thing that we're going to make not transparent are the texts inside of the frame. Okay, so we're going to set it to 1, and we're going to set the anchor position to 0.5, 0.5, and then we're going to set the position to 1, 0, 1, 0, and the size is going to be 1, 0, 1, 0, and I believe the position is off, but I'll hit enter. Yeah, the position is off. So we're going to do 0.5, 0, 0.5, 0, and then now we're the entire screen. So good, we're good there. Next, we want to add a couple of text boxes here inside of the frame. So I'm going to right click the frame, and I'll say insert object. I'll say insert text label, and it's over here. So I'm going to go ahead and move it right over to here. And what you want to do is kind of the same thing. The anchor point is 0.5, 0.5. And then our position on the x-axis is going to be 0.5. And that's going to make sure it's in the center. Like the center of the box is in the center of the screen. And then we want to kind of resize it, make it as big as we want it to be, and then place it where we want. So it's going to kind of be somewhere around there. And then the position, we got to reset it. If we resize the label and the text label, then we need to reset the position back to 0.5. Okay. Okay. And then what? Well, we got to set the text. So if we scroll down to the text portion, I like the font Gotham Black. It just looks nice to me. You could choose whatever you want. I want to put text scaled. Yes. I'm going to come in here to the text property, and I'm going to type in congratulations, you have won the game, which was pretty arduous to get through, and we'll do that. The size looks a little bit off, so I'm going to increase the width so that we have the same amount of space at the top as we do on the sides. That looks good, and remember, every time we resize it, we need to reposition it. Okay, so back to 0.5, 0. Okay, so there we go. Congratulations, you won the game. But my color is off. I want the background to be black and my font to be white. So let's come back here to text color, change the font to be white, come back up here to the background color, change that to be black, and then go back and change the transparency to 0.3, and it'll look something like this. I like the look of this. I don't know if you do, but you can feel free to play around with it if you'd like. And also, one last thing I want to do is create a white line around the box. And the way that you do that is with the stroke, but I'm not sure where is the stroke. Border color. Okay, so border color, we could change that to just move this slider all the way to the left and then make a point in the center. That'll be white, and we'll say okay, now there's a border, and we can change the border size to be 3 pixels, 5 pixels, 7 pixels, however you feel looks good. And I think that looks pretty good, although I'll probably make it more. I don't know, maybe try 10 and hit enter, and okay, now that looks good to me. Okay, so we have the screen GUI, it's on the screen, and now we want to also have a button down here that has text. Okay, and the button is going to say click here to restart the game. So we'll right click the frame, insert object. This is the same process. The only difference here is that this button is going to be clickable. Okay, and we could detect the click and perform an action when the button is clicked. So we're going to go through the same process. Click on your text button, come down here to anchor point 0.5, comma 0.5, and then we'll go to the position and set that to 0.5. Hit enter. Let's bring this guy down to about here. Click here to restart. That seems like it's enough space to get that done. So let's do that. Change this to 0.5, and this one let's do 0.7. And hit enter. Whoa, hit enter, and there we go. Now let's go back and change the font and the background color and the stroke, the border color, make it look the way that you want it to look. And then once you have all that in place, then we'll start the next video.